All right, y'all, I am on my way to get my facial with SelfLuxe Co. And I'm excited because, y'all, I had a long week. It's Thanksgiving week. So what better way to wind down than to get a soothing, vibey facial? So I will be taking you guys with me in a moment so you guys can catch the vibe as well. Be back in a little bit. Okay, y'all, so we are here with Shakiya, owner of SelfLuxe Company. And I'm just going to let you introduce yourself, Shakiya. Tell us about you and your brand. Yeah.
Well, hi everyone. My name is Shakiya Mackall. I am a private facialist and self-care curator here in the Charleston, South Carolina area. I am also the founder and owner of a facial studio called SelfLuxe Co., where we specialize in curated facials and self-care experiences. So I'm excited.
Thank you, Shakiya. So the name of this interview, guys, is called Self Love and Skincare Harmony. And so I really want to take time out to talk about we all hear about self care all the time. We talk about how to be better about taking care of ourselves and what we can do to maintain a certain level of care for ourselves. But skincare is one of the topics that we kind of like breeze by it a little bit. So today we're going to take time and we're going to talk about skincare, and how it coincides with self love because the skin is the largest organ on the body. Am I right, Shakaya?
Yes,
Okay,
you are
so
correct.
we need to be focused on that. If it's the largest organ, we need to definitely
Yes.
take care of our skin. So, all right. So, first question for you, Shakaya. So, self care and self love are closely related. How would you distinguish the two? Or how would you distinguish the two between self care and self love? Like, how do you feel like they connect?
Okay, so I would say that like self-love is more so like a mindset. It determines like your worth, like how you see yourself, how you view yourself. I think that is like the top that you must have. Without self-love, self-care will not be like anything in your radar, honestly. So basically, self-care is like a byproduct of self-love because when you know that you are deserving of taking care of yourself, when you know that you are valuable and worthy, then you'll want to take care of those things. And so, I mean, we always hear you teach people how to treat you. So if you treat yourself well, people will treat you well as well.
Okay, I agree with that. Such a good point. Because one of the things that I feel like I think we're kind of coming into it as women because back in the day when our parents were younger and they were raising us, they didn't
Hmm.
have the time or the capacity or maybe even the resources to like really truly practice self care. And then like going back to the self love, I think in order to really practice self care, you have to, like you said, first have self love because you have to, one, want to take care of yourself, find yourself
Right.
valuable enough to even want to take care of yourself and practice self care. So,
Yeah.
so true. So we see a lot on TikTok. We see on Instagram. We see these reels and media about like the skincare routine and how different people have different routines and so on and so forth. But how does having a consistent skincare routine contribute to one's self love, and how does it help to boost a person's self esteem?
Yeah, so with having anything with consistency, when you're showing up for yourself, that in itself boosts your confidence. I know at least for me, whether that's me going to the gym when I say I'm going to go, waking up early when I say I'm going to wake up early. And so with your skincare, like you said, it's the largest organ of our body. And so that's something that someone sees immediately when they look at you is your skin. So when you feel confident and you feel okay in your own skin, you're able to portray a confidence that cannot be taken away from you. So having that consistency, um, also, so I would say that having a consistent skincare routine, it boosts your self-esteem because you're actually showing up for yourself. You're actually like our brain is so powerful, and I think that we sometimes neglect that when we show up for ourselves, how important it is. And so That in itself, I know for me, when I'm consistent with myself, 'cause we can be consistent with everyone else, but we can neglect ourselves. But when I'm consistent with myself, I'm like, okay, things level up. So that's what I was saying, that as far as like being consistent with your skincare.
Okay, Shakaya. So a lot of women feel like they can't afford to get a facial or they can't afford a professional facialist. So what can they buy or what can they do at home that can give them still the same or to some comparable level of skincare routine at home?
I would say, I mean, even for myself, before I became a facialist, I used to do things at home. And so making it your personal experience, I would say getting that robe, putting that playlist on, putting your candles on. I know for me, I have like a plush robe that I put on, or I'll have like my satin pajamas on just to kind of set the atmosphere, set the
Yes.
experience up. And then I would say, like, one thing that I have even at my house is like a personal facial steamer, and so that in itself will elevate your experience, like you're in a spa, because you
Okay.
have like the steam going while you're cleansing your face. You have like your music going, you have your candles, and just kind of doing those elements, kind of like take yourself away from just the normal washing your face in the morning and then just going about your day, kind of romanticizing your routine a little bit, and
Yes.
it's kind of like elevating it a little bit. So that's what I would say for those who feel like it's too expensive. But honestly, I want women to see self care as more so not just a luxury, but like a necessity. Like you are, like we
Mm.
said, the deserving of self care, and really putting that self in self care, and like it's not selfish to take care of yourself. So that's what I would say. But yeah, just those little elements will kind of help people out and just like take it up a little notch.
I like that. I like what you said because at the end of the day, we spend money on a lot of things. We spend money on Starbucks. We go to
Yeah,
Target. We go to out to eat during the week. We
yeah,
do all these things.
yeah,
And so if we were to save money
yeah,
on even just one of those things that we do, we would be surprised by how affordable it is to treat
yeah.
yourself to a facial because it's not as, unaffordable as people may think, but I
Hmm.
do like the alternatives. So even for like the personal steamer, where can we buy that from? Because I want one too.
Yeah, yeah. So I actually got mine from Amazon, and I
Okay.
got it a few years back. If I can find the link, I'll send it to you and you can put it
Okay.
somewhere. But yeah, I love it. Like I'll put it on and just like apply my mask and just let it just hit my face, and that in itself, like I said, it'll take it up a notch. So you can just be doing something
Yes.
real simple, but you'll feel like you in a five-star resort with
Yes.
that. So yeah.
So I like what you said about robes and the whole ambiance. So part of my
Yeah.
platform, I talk about those things. Like I'm a pajama girl. If you on every single night, I'm gonna have on some pajamas. I'm gonna have on my satin pajamas. I'm gonna go and again going back to things being not as expensive as we think. You can go to Target. I
Hmm.
get a lot of my pajamas from Target.
Yeah.
If you are shop online, any store, most stores have a
Yeah.
bit, a night area or nightwear area, and you can buy some cute pajamas and the robe. So I recently went to Woodhouse Spa, and
Yes.
their robes are amazing. I left out and I was like, where can I get this robe? They were like, we have one left, and I bought that robe. I
Yes.
bought that
Yes.
robe. And so now when I'm at home and at the end of the night, I got my products because, I
Mm-hmm.
got my products from you to take care of my
Yeah.
skin. I throw my robe on and it's a whole experience. Like you said, it's
Experience.
about the intentionality behind doing something just for
Mm-hmm.
you. So I love
Yes.
that. I love that. One thing I want to point out for our viewers, Jakaya does a good job of showing us her routine through your content, and it
Yeah.
makes me want to like step it up. It's such a vibe. So I'm
You.
gonna show you guys. If you look here, I'll show you a clip of her at home with her skincare routine. So I will show you that. One of the questions that I do have for you, so This is more so involved with like your, well, you kind of answered it. You talked about
Okay.
women being able to buy candles and setting the tone, setting the mood. Because one of the
Mm-hmm.
things I like about your studio is the vibe. Because when you walk
Yeah.
in, from the lighting to the scent to the candles to the music,
Yeah.
you do a great job of creating the experience for your
Mm-hmm.
clients. And even just that level of detail at your studio, it makes
Yeah.
you feel like comfortable. It makes you feel at home. And that's one of the things I love when I
Oh,
came in. It was such a great experience, a great vibe. So even though you're spending the money, going back to like the idea that you can't afford,
yeah.
it's not even really about just getting the facial. When you think about what sets another person apart is the experience. And so
Yes.
the ability to go in, I left all my cares at home. I didn't think
Right.
about my children. I didn't think about work.
Yeah.
And I had just gotten
Yeah.
out of my car from a meeting, and I walk in and you able to leave it there, and
Yeah.
so you get some nice slippers. She gives you a robe. And again,
Yeah.
like just the whole thing of being able to take off all the layers and hats that you have to take care of
Mm-hmm.
yourself. So I
Yes.
really, really, really enjoyed that. So guys, like,
Thank you.
understand that it's about the whole experience, and you're going to get that
Yes.
experience when you go into a studio. It's
Yes.
nice. It's very, very nice.
Thank you for
So
that.
yeah, yeah, it's nice. So I do want to, with that being said, I do want to talk about some skincare, um, I guess some advice for us. So so I'm a person where if I get stressed out, I get like little breakouts. And a lot of times, it's very hard not to pick at it, or you kind of
Yeah.
like old school, put some toothpaste on it and see if that'll work. Like
We've
you
all
kind of
done
don't, it's like you don't know what to do. And so, what are some best practices when it comes to like the times where you do have a breakout and
it.
you're at home and you just kind of like you're trying to work through it? What are some best practices for taking care of our skin if you tend to break out periodically?
Um, well, first of all, I think we've all done the picking, we've all done the toothpaste, we've all done like the little hacks and all those things. So yeah, I definitely get that. But some things that you can definitely do, we would like for you to not to pick at it, only because our hands are so dirty. Even if we wash our
Hmm.
hands, we have bacteria, and you can put that into your skin. Because if you do pick at it, it's an open wound. So what you can do is place some ice on it to kind of ice it. Um,
Okay.
that's like the number one thing you can do. As tempting as it is,
Yes.
we all love a good extraction, but that is the safest thing to do so you don't cause any hyperpigmentation to your skin and like some scarring, and make it worse also. So ice it, don't pick it. As far as like your stress levels, your skin is like the largest organ in our body. So our body is built to protect us. So anytime we're like stressed, it's going to go into fight or flight mode. And so it's going to raise certain chemicals in our body, certain hormones. So it's going to protect. So if you're stressed out, you may produce more oil and then you may have more breakouts because you're clogging your pores. So those are some things to kind of think about. But number one thing is don't pick this ice it. I know it's tempting as it
Okay.
can be.
It's so
Yeah,
hard sometimes.
it is. It
Uh,
is.
especially if it's like right there. It's like I just want to get rid of it. It's like it's
Yeah.
everybody's looking at it and I'm looking at it and it's looking at everybody. It's like the bump is looking at you. So it's just hard. So okay,
Yeah.
so in the spirit of taking care of your skin, what are best practices when it comes to makeup? Because I wear makeup
Mhm.
sometimes now. Since my
Yeah.
facial, I like as you can see, I have on a lip, but I don't have on full
Yeah.
makeup. So I kind of like been enjoying just a natural glow. But for work or when you want to go out, you're going to put on a full face. So, what are some best practices when it comes to wearing makeup and taking care of your skin? And should there be some like things that you must do when it comes to wearing makeup and taking care of your skin?
Yeah. So, I actually used to be a makeup artist, so I completely understand. Yeah, I used to be a makeup artist before I became like an esthetician and everything like that. And so I completely understand, like the woes of trying to balance wearing makeup and skincare. But the number one thing would be to not sleep in your makeup, as tempting as that can be, especially when you have a nice beat. You want to just keep it on your face, but when you sleep in your makeup, you clog your pores. It causes your skin to react even more. It can cause your skin to produce more oil, cause more breakouts, things of that sort. So I would say number one thing, don't sleep in your makeup, as tempting as it may be. Also, to wash your makeup brushes. If you wear makeup at least on a daily basis, at least wash them every week. But if you don't wear makeup as often, you don't have to do it like every week or every other day. But I would say definitely wash your makeup brushes at least weekly. Yeah.
See, now that is
If you do,
hard. That's hard.
it is.
Okay.
It
I
is.
will throw away a makeup brush because I don't want to wash them. Okay. I'm that person.
You know,
Shakaya, like,
it happens.
ooh.
Yeah, yeah. But you
And
definitely want to wash them because they harbor so much bacteria and germs. You don't want to put that on your face. Trust me, you do not want to put that on your face. And also throwing away your makeup when it expires. Because
hmm.
I know we're all guilty of holding on to that mascara for 2 years,
Yep.
not thinking, or holding on to that compact, our foundation
Yes.
powder for 3 years because it's your
Hmm.
favorite one. But
Right.
it has an expiration date on it for a reason, and so definitely pay attention to that. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, because I have to say I have one right now where the label is already rubbed off on it. I don't even know what color it is, and I'm afraid to use all of it because I love it so much. Oh my
I know.
gosh.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's tough. It's really tough. So that's
It
good
is.
advice. Because makeup is one of those things where it's like if you buy a lot of it, it just gets you got a whole bag of it. So you just kind of
Yeah.
end up piling it and piling it and piling it. And you just go
Yep.
through, you just start, I mean, it's a
You just
collection. It
pick
becomes a
out.
collection.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. I'll have to keep that in mind. Okay. And you know what? What is a facial? If you had to describe what a facial is, can you describe the process of getting a facial?
Okay. So, personally in the studio, we start off with a cleanse. So basically, a cleanse is a thorough cleanse, because sometimes we just think just washing our face, but a thorough
Mm-hmm.
cleanse it creates the foundation for everything else that comes after that. So cleanse, exfoliation, extractions if needed. We also do a mask and finishing products. So basically, a facial is it's like an upgraded just cleanse and treatment of the skin, because our skin on our face, if you think about it, our skin endures so much on a daily basis, especially when we were like wearing masks and stuff. Like it got a lot of that just ickiness from like
Mm-hmm.
the free radicals that are in the air, carcinogens in the air, um, pollution. Like our skin really does take on a lot of things that we don't even realize that we just kind of let it just sit there. But facial is like it gives you a clean slate, and it's like a healing process to your skin as well. So that's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like what I would say a facial is. It's so many different ways to get a facial, but those are like the bases that we cover at SelfLuxe Co.
And it's so funny because when you were talking, it made me think about getting your car detailed. Okay, because you can go and get
Mm-hmm.
your car washed. You can go through the car wash. You can
Yeah.
even take the vacuum and vacuum it out. But when you get your car detailed, they
Yes.
getting every single part of that car. Okay, they scrubbing parts of the car that you didn't even know
You
was
didn't even
there.
know.
So it's
No.
like almost having like a brand new car because you've taken the time
Yeah.
out to get every single area of the car fine attention, meticulous attention paid to each
Yes.
area. And so that's kind of what I
Mm-hmm.
think of when I think of getting a facial. It was like, for me, in my experience, it was almost as if just you give a lot of love to your hair, right? You sit in a
Mm-hmm.
chair, your hair takes maybe
Mm-hmm.
2, 3 hours, maybe four. But
Mm-hmm.
when you
Mm-hmm.
never really have anybody take time and just really like take care of your skin, give it that type of love.
Yeah.
And so for me, guys, like it's so relaxing that I went to sleep. Okay. I went to
Yes.
sleep. I was so
That's the
cozy.
goal.
Like, oh my goodness. It was like warm, like the bed warmer and like the blanket and I mean, because she has a nice, very nice bedding. Like you're in there, you're in like a cocoon. Um, and so like for me, it's like the whole thing of just like that your face is getting it's getting its shine. It's finally getting its
Yes,
shine, its care. So
yes,
yeah, it's so good. So I'm gonna show you guys a clip of me at SelfLuxe Co. Getting my facial with Shakiya and
yes,
what it looks like, what my experience looks like. So you guys can see that clip and
yes,
yeah, and then hopefully you'll be inspired because you need to be in there too.
yes. Come, come.
So, going back to professional facials, how often should we get professional facials?
It's recommended to get them at least 4 to 6 weeks. So every four to
Okay.
six weeks, so at least 28 days, because that's normally when our skin turns over. The cell turnover rate is about 28 days. But as we age, that becomes slower and slower. So like a baby, their skin is always nice and glowy because they're
Yeah.
so young and just skin so
Supple. It's just,
supple. Yeah,
yeah.
so just so supple. It's like the fountain of
Yeah.
youth. So, but as we age, it does decline. And so, by getting those professional facials every 4 to 6 weeks at least, that'll kind of keep your skin glowing on a consistent basis. But for like those treatments that require more, like advanced treatments, those sometimes can be like every week or every 2 weeks. So it just kind of depends. But basis is 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay. And, so, one of the things that I think I even for me, before I came in and got my facial, I had my own routine of little things that I would get. But
Yeah.
are there any over the counter products that you feel like women should have when it comes to their skincare products? So, if you had to get a kit together,
So definitely, I'm a facialist that likes to keep it pretty simple. I mean, I know you see on TikTok and Instagram like the 10 steps and all those things,
mm-hmm.
and that may be good for some people, but honestly, it's not always necessary. Sometimes less is more. So I like to give like the three basics: your cleanser, your moisturizer, and your SPF, your sunscreen. So
Okay.
those are the three basics that everyone needs to have minimum in their routine. Once you kind of, venture out and kind of get used to those three basics, you can add on to like your serums and like your retinols and all those things. But no matter what, male, female, cleanser, moisturizer, and SPF. So the brands that I pretty much use, I carry in the studio is Circadia and Hale and Hush. So right now, my go-to cleanser is a Circadia Lipid Replacing Cleanser. It's a really good like all skin type cleanser. It really gets like into the skin, the pores, and things of that sort. Um, Moisturizer, since we're in like the cooler months, I'm using more of like
Mm-hmm.
a thicker moisturizer. It's from Circadia as well. Pretty much my routine right now, all my products are from the brand Circadia that I carry in the spa. I think just as a facialist, if I'm going to be recommending products to my guests, I need to be using them as well. Another sunscreen that I use from the store brand is Black Girl Sunscreen. That one's really
The
good.
ones that you gave me, like seriously, are really good. Even the
Oh,
moisturizer, a little dollop, like a little small
mm-hmm.
bit, was very moisturizing.
Yes.
Versus today, I mean, because I'm gonna get some when I come back, but today I had
Yeah.
to use like my other lotion, and it was like I had to squirt, 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 then it put another
Yeah.
layer. So I can see the difference between professional products and non-professional products. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree with that. So
Yeah.
sunscreen, we talked about sunscreen a lot.
Yes.
So why is it important for Black women to use sunscreen?
Ooh, so I'm so glad we're getting to a place where the Black community is embracing sunscreen because, of course, our melanated skin, we think that, okay, I don't get sunburn or I don't, we just tan. I'm okay. I don't need sunscreen, but that is totally false. I actually was one of those people who thought I don't need sunscreen. I'm black. I don't need sunscreen. So, but the rays from the sun are so harmful to our skin. We have two types of rays that we protect by using sunscreen. That's UVA and UVB. So UVA is our the UV rays that causes aging, and then the UVB is the rays that cause burning. So those two in itself, UVB rays, they are the ones that cause skin cancer. And even though we have more protection on our skin with the melanin, we can still develop skin cancer. So that is why we need to be wearing sunscreen, even if it's wintertime, even if it's cloudy out, you still need to be wearing sunscreen because the light that you don't see, or the UV rays that you don't see, are the most harmful ones. So
Mm.
yeah, so yeah.
That's good. That's good. I am one who, I guess I'm an anomaly when it comes to Black women because I burn. I can
Mm, mm,
um the amount of sunlight that my skin takes in is so it can be really, really harsh, even in the summertime.
mm,
So I for one can never be like, we don't get sunburn. I do. Like I've gotten
mhm.
it. It hurts. I feel it's
Oh,
bad. So I can understand like sunscreen and why it's so important. But I do agree
yeah.
with you that a lot of us do not understand why. And I think, the conversations like this is helping to educate. And I like the brand that you named, Black Girl Sunscreen.
Yes.
Okay. Even
Yes.
that, even now having those brands that basically speak to why we should be using it. So I'll make
Yeah.
sure we link them in this interview as well so that people can have access to that. Okay, so Shakaya, this is my last question for you. So the Pink Elephant, so the Pink Elephant brand, which is my brand, I created the pink elephant off the idiom, the pink elephant in the room. And so when we think
Mm,
of the pink elephant in the room, we think about that awkward yet obvious thing that no one wants to address that's
mhm,
inside of a room. A lot of times that idiom is used in a negative connotation where um, we're using it to describe how something is weird. And so for
mhm,
me, I've been that pink elephant in many different areas of my life. I've been the youngest in business. I've been the only
mm,
woman. I've been the only Black woman. And so the idea is taking back the power of being the pink elephant in every single room. It doesn't matter if you're walking into a grocery store, if you're walking into a
mhm.
meeting, if you're walking into a bank to get a loan, if you are owning your business, if you're owning your skin in this sense.
Yeah.
So, my question to you is how, and so one of the things, before I even ask you the question, one of the slogans or the slogan and the motto for my brand is to be unique and take up space.
Mm.
And so that's in every single capacity of our lives. So my question for you is, how do you take up space and be unique as Shakaya, the owner of SelfLuxe Co.?
That is a great question. I First of all, I love that because I think it's so easy to kind of conform to our environment, to
Mhm.
social standards, things of that sort. So I think that is so great that that's like your slogan or like your vision for your brand. For me as Shakaya, this process, it wasn't always the easiest to show up as myself. But I am a believer of Christ, and so a lot of my confidence, my uniqueness, my purpose, it comes from God. And so that's how I take up space. Even as a business owner, it's so easy to um, kind of see what everyone else is doing and seeing,
Mhm.
okay, this works for them. Maybe I should do that. But just staying in my lane. I remember one day, God told me, stay in your lane. I can bless you there. And that in
Mm.
itself was just like so profound because it's so easy to try to conform or to see. what someone else is doing and kind of trying to copy it, I guess.
Mhm.
But just standing firm in who you are and just your unique value. And I know there's no other Shakiya in this
That's
world. They
right.
might have the same name as me, but there's no other Shakiya, and that's how God designed me. And so just kind of like walking in that, and just like you said, taking up space. I love that because so many people, they try to dim their light because they
Yes.
don't want to overshadow someone else. But I think we're all operating in our purpose, all operating in our light. Um, there's room for everybody. I mean, I know I'm called to be a light in dark places. So um, if I go into a dark place, I'm gonna be the light. I'm gonna like people are
Mhm.
naturally drawn to me, and I had to accept that as I got
Yes.
older because
Yes.
sometimes I'm like, okay, why are people looking at me? Like, why?
Hmm.
But it's just that natural light that I believe that God placed inside of me, and so that's how I take a space, and I just encourage everyone else to do so. Like I said, it wasn't this like okay, this point, and I just got to this place. It was a process, but I'm just so grateful to be like where I'm at now, and I'm just excited to continue to blossom. So that's how I take a space.
That is amazing. That is amazing. And you are a light. And so I like to take the time to affirm and just gift you with what I've seen just from
Mm.
this perspective of being on this side of it and getting a chance
Oh,
to meet you. So I a lot of people, you guys don't know this, but I met Shakiah randomly. Was
yeah,
at an event and I decided to step out, be bold, and go to the event by myself. And
yeah,
Shakiah was there with her mom. And I love the fact that you guys told me, you were like, yeah, I'm getting ready to start my business. I am an esthetician, and you told me about your business, and you let me know. You was like, I'm gonna let you know when I get started, and you did.
hmm, yeah,
And I just remember how you were so warm and so like
mm,
inviting, and you are definitely a light, and
thank
you
you.
have the ability to inspire others in a way that's like not even forced. Like, I don't even know if you know that you're doing it. I don't think you
Mm,
know that you're
thank
doing
you.
it
Mm,
all the time, but you're definitely one of those people where you watch them and you make people want to do better, even for me. So, like, as I see
oh
you on
wow.
social media, your content, and you're taking time, you got even when you go out, you have your food, you have your meals. It's like nice things that
Mm,
you're doing for yourself.
thank you. Thank
And
you.
it's a reminder that, like, we have to, like, treat ourselves like we love
Yeah.
ourselves. I heard someone say the other day, because we were talking about exercise, and I know you mentioned exercising before. So, but
Mm-hmm.
this holds true for a lot of things. She said, don't work out because you don't love yourself, love your body. Work out because you
Mm,
love your body. So
yeah.
working out because you actually love your body, meaning when I get
Mm-hmm.
up in the morning and I put my clothes on, I'm putting on my clothes in a way that I want to share within myself that I love myself.
Yeah.
When I do my
Yeah.
hair, I'm going to do my hair because I love my hair. So when I think of
Yeah.
getting a facial, when I think of going and getting skincare and allowing somebody else to love on your skin, because that's how I feel. It's
Right.
like you loving on my skin. I think
Yeah.
about I'm doing that because I love my skin, not because I don't like my skin, not because I don't like the
Mm-hmm.
blemishes, but nah, because I love myself and I love my skin. I'm going to
Right.
take time and I'm going to spend time with Shakiah at her studio, getting a
Yeah.
facial because I love it. And so I really, really, I'm so proud of your business and how
Well,
you are
thank
true to
you.
yourself, and all that you stand for in terms of your business and how you make people feel. Because, like I said, when I
Yeah.
came in, it was just a good feeling. I felt very comfortable, and you were very attentive and you're super sweet. So I want to
Thank
just offer
you.
that to you and let you know you are definitely in your lane,
Thank you.
and the amount of blessings that I pray come over your life going into the next year, and even by the people
Thank
who may
you.
see this interview and feel inspired to come in and just even do better for themselves. That is what this platform is
Oh,
all about. So,
mm,
um, thank you so much for spending some
thank
time
you.
and helping us be better. And I think this is going to be good for a lot of women, a lot of us who are want to step it up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
if there, one thing before we go, how can people follow you? How can people follow you? And how can people book a facial with you?
Okay. So I have two separate, social media handles. My personal brand is Sincerely Shakiya. That's SINCERLEY, Shakiya, SHAKIYA. And then the business, the facial studios, Instagram and TikTok is SelfLuxe Co. SelfLuxeCO. And so if you want to reserve a facial experience, you go on our website, www.selfluxeco.com, and everything is there explaining, what you can expect. I pretty much wanted the experience to start on the booking site, so like, okay, this is the type of atmosphere that I'll be going into. You pretty much know what you're going to be getting and all those things. So that is how you can reserve your experience.
Awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Pink Elephant. Thank you, Shakiya, for being here. And again, I will make sure we have all the information for how to book with Shakiya, as well as the products that she recommends. And then that steamer, because I definitely got to get the steamer at home. Like, I want this. Like, I wish I had it tonight. Okay. So, thank you guys. Until next time, we will talk to you later. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
All right, y'all. So I just finished my facial with SelfLuxe Co. And it was amazing. First of all, my skin is absolutely glowing. I'm gonna get a little bit closer. We're gonna get personal. But look at my skin. It's amazing. So if you haven't already, definitely check out SelfLuxe Co. Shakiya is amazing. She's so sweet and she's really, really good at her job, which is just amazing. And I can't wait for my next one. It's something about just that experience of treating myself. I feel like I'm able to deal with the things I need to deal with for the rest of the day. So check her out and make sure you tell her Shanay sent you and you won't regret it. I'm going to tell you that now. All right? Bye, y'all. Time is of the essence.